Hi everybody and welcome to the Crafty Maven. This is Felicia. Here's the inspiration piece for the Crafty Maven today, and I'm going to do my best to pick out some stuff on there. What I decided to do was to try to get the inspiration piece actually inspired me to go ahead and scrap this photo. Now this photo was a 8 by 12 photo, and I decided to go ahead and cut it in half, which some of you are probably going, no, don't do that. The gasp and the, oh, she's going to do it, and cut it in half. And I decided to go ahead and do that. Unfortunately, the first one I cut it wrong, but then I had a second one, thank goodness, and so I cut that one right, so as you can see there. And I'm going to do a double page layout. Now, I'm definitely mixing things up, and this is the day, Mix It Up Monday, because I have never done this before, so it's the first time I've actually scrapped a photo about this size. So now I'm going to go ahead and give this a little bit of a border, not all the way across the photo, but part of the photo. I'm also doing something different with that. So I'm using some white paper, and this is going to be a cool layout because it's going to have some white on white and some grays in here, and it's going to look wintry white, kind of like the inspiration piece show. So I'm gathering some gray here, and I'm also going to mat some gray around the edges as well. Now the gray that I'm using is from the basil cardstock that I have in my stash, and I decided to go ahead and do that to match the gray that's going to be at the bottom. The paper that I used, the pattern paper at the bottom, is from an old Studio Calico kit, and so I am using that to bring in some pattern, and so that it will give it some interest as well. Now once I get finished matting the gray here on these two, as you can see, I have them backwards. But I do correct that, and I correct that off camera because it almost became a disaster. So I made sure that I corrected that off camera so it did come on. Normally I don't ever do that. I've never did my photos backwards like that. It was just, I was in such a hurry. I was so excited to be able to scrap this photo that I was like, oh no. And I just realized that they weren't on the right way of the layout, as you can see there. I'm not going to notice it right away, but I will here in a little bit, which prompts me to basically correct it and turn off the camera. So I'm mounting that pattern piece of paper there from the old Studio Calico paper onto some of the gray to give it a nice little gray outline. And then once I get it down there, and as you can see, I'm doing one side, yeah, the opposite of each side. And so those are going to go together, and I'm going to cut the excess off in the middle. So I'm going to go ahead and put those down. And once I get those down and everything, then I kind of realize that I have those photos backwards. And so, which I'm like, oh crap. And so I go ahead and I cut off the excess piece there so that I can make sure that I get those photos on the right way. Now, when you do stuff like that, you can correct it. I mean, it's not going to be the end of the world or anything like that. You just have to just take your time, and that's why I turned off the camera so that I could take my time and correct it. So, and then I'm going to go ahead and change the tape out as well. So I still haven't noticed it yet, as you can see, but I'm putting them down, I'm getting them glued. And just when I was about to glue this one, I'm like, okay, these are not matching up right. These are not doing right. Something's not right with the photo. And so then I realized that I just had them on opposite pages, which is what I just did. I just switched them around. Yep, that's where I noticed it right there. So I fixed them. Now that I fixed them, I can continue with the layout. So I pulled out some washi tape here, and it's a silvery grayish kind of washi tape, and I got that from one of my Freckled Fawn kits. And I'm putting a border at the top of the layout because I have a pattern paper layout at the bottom, and I decided to go ahead and put a washi tape border at the top. And I'm using these silvery glittery chipboard stars that made a huge mess on my work area, and that's from the Ali Edwards kit. Ali Edwards works with a lot of grays and gray hues and things like that, and whites, and so I decided to go ahead and look into my Ali Edwards stash and pull out some of the chipboard, which here you see the stars, and then that little banner that's at the bottom there with the star above it on the photo. So I'm going to go ahead and finish lining the top here of the layout with the silvery washi tape, which worked out perfect for this layout. So what I'm trying to do is stick with what I saw on the inspiration piece as well as do my own thing, my own layout here. So I'm going to cut off the excess. That was at the end. I'm cutting off the excess in the middle because I don't want it to fold over in the middle because I don't want that bulk there. So that's what I did with that part of it. And so now that I'm almost done here, figuring out where I want everything, I'm going to put that little gray banner, and that's from the chipboard set, an Allie Edwards chipboard set. And these silvery white, well, glittery white stars are also from an Allie Edwards chipboard set. So I'm putting those on sporadically on the layout here, trying to make sure that I save some room for the title. And then the journaling is going to go on the opposite side there of the page. I found another banner. I decided to go ahead and put it up again. So I like that look there. So I'm going to be putting the journal in here on one side and then the title on another side. And once I get all these stars glued down, I'm also going to be using some of my favorite things here, which are the sequins from the Spiegelmom scraps. And one of them is called, I can't remember what it was called, but one of them is called Morning Dew Drops, and the other one is called Stargazer, and those are from the Spiegelmom scraps. And these are just awesome because they're going to go a little bit. I'm going to put some on the photo as well, and at the bottom there, the base of the where the border is, where the pattern paper is as well. And I'm going to put some of these little stargazers. They worked perfect for the white on white look that I was going for this layout. And it just looks really winter wondery, like, you know, and I really like that. So I'm going to go ahead and start gluing some of these down, but I'm not going to let you watch me do the whole thing because you can get a little bored there watching someone glue down each and every last one of these sequences. So we're going to stop right there, and then I'll pick it up there at the end there at the video. So I have those all glued down. I even glued some of them on top of the glittery stars, which came out really, really nice. And I love that look that it has. So there you have it there. There's the whole entire 2-page layout. I really enjoyed doing this, and I hope you guys like it. I did some journaling strips there at the end. And there's my title in the silvery, and I used some of the, let's see, I think it was Maggie Holmes Thickers, Glitter Thickers there in silver. So thanks for watching, guys, and take care. And be sure to tune in for more of the Crafty Maven. Thank you, and bye-bye.